Most men mess it up when they try to ask a woman for intimacy. But stay with me till the end, because today I'll show you a simple psychological trick that makes her not only say yes, but actually want it. There's a moment every man dreads. You're alone with her. The energy is right. The air is thick with possibility. But something inside you freezes. You want to take it further, but you don't know how to ask. You're afraid of ruining the moment, afraid of seeming needy, afraid of hearing that soul-crushing word, no. So you stay silent. You overthink. You wait for a clearer signal. You hope she makes the first move. But she doesn't. And the moment slips away, leaving you more confused, more frustrated, and less confident than before. Sound familiar? Here's the truth most men don't know. You don't need the perfect words. You need the right energy. Because intimacy isn't sparked by asking, it's sparked by presence, by tension, by psychological triggers that most men are completely blind to. And once you understand how women truly experience desire, you'll never ask the same way again. If you'd like to support what I'm doing here, a quick subscribe goes a long way, and I'd love to have you along for the journey. You have to understand something most men never will. For a woman, intimacy doesn't start with physical touch. It starts with psychological safety and emotional tension. If she doesn't feel you, she won't want to be touched by you. And no, feeling you doesn't mean you pouring your heart out or telling her how much you like her. It means presence, power, and stillness. It means you're so grounded in who you are that she can feel your energy without you saying a word. Most men rush. They fill the silence. They ask too early, too awkwardly, or too passively. They think intimacy is something they get from a woman, but it's not. It's something a woman gives only when she feels the right energy from the man in front of her. And that energy, it's built long before you ever touch her. So how do you ask without asking? You don't, you lead. Not with pressure, not with entitlement, but with intention. You set the tone, not with your words, but with your energy. You make her feel chosen, not hunted. Here's how. You sit closer, but not too close. You speak slower, but not softer. You hold eye contact, not to intimidate, but to anchor her in the moment. You make her feel seen, not for her body, but for her energy. And then you pause. You let the silence breathe. You let her feel the pull, not from what you say, but from who you are. And when you do speak, you don't ask for intimacy. You invite it, not with permission, but with presence. The second technique is what I call consensual dominance. It's not about controlling her, it's about controlling the frame. Women don't respond to hesitation, they respond to direction. Not commands, but confidence. When you move with certainty, when your actions are intentional, not rushed, not reactive, you give her something rare, the chance to surrender without fear. Here's what that looks like. You guide her body, not forcefully, but firmly. You don't ask, "Is this okay?" Every step. You observe. You listen. You read her signals, not just her words. And if something feels off, you stop, without panic, without shame. Because real dominance isn't about getting what you want. It's about creating a space where she can want it too, freely, fully, and without regret. That's when intimacy stops being an act and becomes a moment she remembers. Most men ruin intimacy before it even begins, not by what they do physically, but by how they carry themselves emotionally. Here are the mistakes. Number 1, seeking permission instead of creating connection. Asking too directly, too nervously, makes her feel like you need approval, not like you have presence. Number 2, over-verbalizing, trying to explain your every move, every feeling, every intention. Women don't want a speech. They want to feel safe through tone, rhythm, and body language. Number 3, performing rather than embodying, trying to be sexy, be confident, be dominant. But you can't fake embodiment. She feels when it's real and when it's forced. Number 4, being outcome-focused. The more you chase the result, the more she feels objectified. Desire dies the moment she feels used. If you've made these mistakes, don't shame yourself. Most men were never taught how to connect, but the ones who learn, they move differently, and women feel it. Before you even think about intimacy, you have to rebuild something deeper, your internal presence. Because women don't just respond to what you do, they respond to who you are while you're doing it. Are you anxious? Are you overthinking? Are you seeking validation? She feels that. Not through words, but through subtle shifts, eye contact, hesitation, the way your hands move, the way your energy drifts. And when your center isn't stable, she won't feel safe surrendering to the moment. So what do? You slow down. You ground yourself in your breath. You remember you're not there to get something. You're there to share something. You're not looking for a reaction. You're building an experience. That shift from outcome to presence is what makes you irresistible, not loud, not aggressive, but undeniable. Here's the truth. Intimacy isn't something you ask for. It's something you invite through who you are. Not every woman will respond. Not every moment will lead somewhere. But that doesn't define you. Because a Stoic man doesn't need approval to feel powerful. He doesn't seek connection to feel complete. He builds connection because he is complete. And from that place, calm, grounded, present, he becomes magnetic. Not because he tries, but because he stops trying. He doesn't chase the moment. He becomes the moment. And that's what she feels. Not your technique, not your words, but the silence between them. And in that silence, she either leans in or walks away. And either way, he remains whole. So now you know. You don't ask for intimacy. You become the kind of man it naturally flows to. You don't force it. You feel it. You don't chase her body. You anchor her mind. Because when she feels your presence, your restraint, your energy, she opens not because you asked, but because you didn't need to. Now let me ask you something real. Have you ever ruined a moment of connection because you tried too hard to make it happen? Drop your experience in the comments. You never know who you might help by sharing it. And if this video resonated with you, if it gave you clarity, calm, or even just a moment of damn, I needed to hear that, then I'd be honored if you subscribed. It helps this channel grow and brings this message to more men who need it. Thanks for watching. And remember, the most attractive man in the room is the one who doesn't need to be.